What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Bear NecessiTCG, and today we're going to be opening up this One Piece Pillars of Strength booster box to see if we can make some money. So, before we get into it, I'd like to thank my 67 subscribers. That is a live feed in the upper right, and I want to see that tick up one. Let's get it to 70. As far as the lower left, you'll see how much that I've spent on the One Piece card game so far. This is the first time I brought this product to see if it would be good to stock up my TCGPlayer account. Hopefully it doesn't just stick at a low amount and I keep going and going and going and, keep purchasing more. Now, I did get it at the Gaming Goat here in Las Vegas, and the price was actually $100. They had a promotion going on, which you spend some money, you get a gift card. So I bought multiple booster boxes. One of these, one of the Paldea Evolved Pokemon, and I got the Cleaver V-Star in the back. So this came to $100. Now, I wanted to get a little more familiar with the anime, and that led me down this whole rabbit hole of talking to people at work about it, because there's a couple people that I work with that love it, and I wasn't sure what to expect. Was it going to be serious? Was it going to be ridiculous? So I did watch the first 3 episodes, and it kept my it kept me entertained. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't realize that it had so much history behind it, because I started seeing One Piece stuff and I started thinking that, One Piece must be new, or maybe it came out 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Then I found out it's been out for a while. Is there a pull tab to this? Yes, there is. I was struggling there. All right. So actually, these are some pretty nice quality cards. I think Pokemon has the worst quality. If it's not one of their hits, the card stock just feels awful. And a Charlotte Pudding and a Bluno. I told myself that before I clicked record on this video that I would look up to see what the hits were, and I didn't do it. I was psyching myself up. I was like, all right, we have to hit record. If we don't do it now, we'll never do it. But yeah, so I watched a couple of the episodes, and I might continue it actually. Give it a fair shot. 3 episodes isn't good enough. And then I also looked up the rules, and the rules for the game, because I come from a Magic the Gathering background. I've been playing it, or I haven't played it recently, but played it since about Revised Edition. And this is just so much another Bluno, but the rules of this were actually very intriguing to me. It seems like something that I might actually want to play. So while these are all going up on TCGPlayer, and trust me, I will be the cheapest dollar amount for these cards because I'm trying to get to level 4. And sometimes TCGPlayer is a race to the bottom when you actually, want to get sales really quick. So I'm kind of taking the lowest, I'm matching the lowest and then dropping it by a penny so people see me first. One thing I don't like so far is these packs. These packs are just harder to open. But the combat, the responses, how it handles the mana or the Dawn cards is something that is a bit unique. And I think I'm gonna pick up a couple starters just so I can go and and play around with it, see if I like it, see if this is something that I want to collect, or maybe see if a local game store is, it has a community that plays. So you're not going to get a lot of insight from me as far as which cards are good, at least in this current time. It's too soon. It's too soon. I'm getting it just like the Vishors. avatar that I opened, like, check that video out. Ooh, he looks shiny. But check that video out. I didn't know what I was talking about. I didn't look up the rules, which is why I wanted to look up the rules for this game before I started opening it. And I only sold one card, and it was the one card I was talking about, that waifu looking one, and it sold for about 35 cents. But this is really great foiling on this. I'm not much for the super shiny cards and everything, but I think that this card managed to do it right, where it's not like Pokemon's Rainbow Foil where everything's just foily. You can see the character very well, and the shininess accentuates it. But yeah, looking at Vice Wars, I can see the collectability for that game, but at the same time, it doesn't look fun to me. When I looked at the rules, watched things, same thing as Flesh and Blood too. I looked at that. I got a bunch of bulk for Flesh and Blood, and it's not really moving, but I think it's because it's partially because I don't have any hits to go along with it, and on top of that, equipment cards, for example, you only need one equipment card. And if you only need one equipment card per deck, you're not going out buying 4 or 5 or a play set, and those things are common. So people that open some packs already have it. But with other games, I think with this, this is the third set of it. So I'm really curious to see what its sustainability is going to be. It is based off an anime and a manga, and it has a lot of lore and characters and things like that. And could it last the test of time? I want to say maybe. I wouldn't automatically say no. And the reasoning is, I really don't know how many fans they have. For example, if they made, I don't know, an Attack on Titan card game just for Attack on Titan, would it work? I don't think it would, because it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And yeah, there's a world beyond it, but I think once people are kind of done with it, they're done with it. They don't want to stay in the world as far as getting 20, 30 sets of Attack on Titan. But this game, maybe, it's a maybe. And that's what worries me about, buying multiple booster boxes. Because is it just a fad? Not that One Piece is a fad, but are people going to get tired of seeing the same characters over and over and over again? Which actually kind of brings me into the next thing. So I pre-ordered Lorcana, and people, and even me, I had the same thoughts as far as, okay, that game's based on Disney. So how often can you play a card with Mickey Mouse before it gets old and boring? But they managed to get around it in a pretty nice way. As far as it's not the tradition. Let's say Mickey Mouse, for example. It's not the traditional Mickey Mouse that from the show or anything like that. You're actually creating a new Mickey Mouse, drawing him up in your imagination and everything, and then that is the card. So it could be anything. It could be a Halloween Mickey. It could be Mickey fighting dragons. It could be zombie Mickeys. It could be, what if Mickey was a house cat? It could be just so many different things, and that will keep it going because there's so many different Disney IPs. But coming back to One Piece, you're kind of stuck in the One Piece world. And this isn't just a problem that is One Piece. This is the problem with any card game that's based on a show or a book or like a series, just anything. And Pokemon does it really well because it's designed to do that. It's designed and gotta catch them all, gotta have all of them. If you play the game, you have to have a play set. and you know, different arts, and we can make more. You know, you got a Jigglypuff and a Wigglytuff and a this tough and a that tough, and when does it end? And they're always going to release new Pokemon and new trainers. It tells you in the title, you know, since it came out, whole, you know, gotta catch them all. That's giving me waifu vibes right there. But it tells you, and this is slightly different. You know, it really is. And then you can look at Magic, for example, and let me just straighten this up. I want to be able to put all the cards on this one stand. But you look at Magic, and it's like, well, how did Magic go so long? You know, it's been the same thing. It's Magic. It's, you know, it's been around since the 90s. I think 93, 94, something like that. But the beauty of Magic is there's no IP that's holding it down. It can be whatever you want because it's based around fantasy. And they played around with it a little too much recently. You know, Lord of the Rings, sure, that fits, but they get a little crazy. You can't get too crazy with it. All right, another what I would consider a hit, or at least looks like a hit, based on, we're going off the pictures. As far as the other one was a gold border, well, I didn't even look up the rarity either. Let's see. I'm looking at my camera up there. Looks like in the lower right, I think that's SR, so super rare. Oh yeah, just unprepared. But I mean, anyone that makes YouTube videos or collects when it comes to the trading cards, it's a lot of work to keep up to date with everything. And if I wanted to go research everything with One Piece, it would take a while. This video wouldn't be made. And then I'd make it perfect. It'd be great. Everyone would be like, oh, when are you going to open more One Piece? I'm like, you know what? I actually didn't even like it. And I really don't want to get to that point where I just don't like opening certain cards. And it's going to happen. You know, I don't want to be just Pokemon. I don't want to be just Lorcana. I want to be, you know, everything. Well, I'm not a competitive player in any of these, and I don't think I ever will be. I'm kind of I have a starter deck, and I'll buy it and I'll pull it out, kind of more like a board game. I'll treat it more like a board game. If people are over, I'm like, hey, you want to learn how to play One Piece? And then I'll show them. Charlotte Linlin. I really like that card. I like the card, but I have no attachment. That's the problem. Currently. But what do you guys think? You think One Piece has the staying power? And actually, let's take the card game out of the equation. So you obviously are watching my video. Would you recommend that I finish One Piece anime? Do you recommend I read the manga, or do you think it's just okay? You know, is it just one of those things like, you know, it's not bad. Like, special Dawn card. I don't know what Dawn means though. I know it's your, for lack of a better word, your mana to do actions. But in the first 3 episodes, I did not get the correlation between Dawn and the actual power or mana source. So if anyone could just fill me in, that'd be great. And I know I can look all this stuff up. I know that. But don't you just miss talking to people sometimes? I know I do. You know, you start arguing about something and you're like, I'm right. No, it's this. It means this. And then someone just pulls out their phone and tells you the answer. And then you just sit quietly at the dinner table and you're like, well, back in the day, we used to just talk it out and then we left and we still didn't know what we were talking about. Now we just know what we're talking about at all times. I really wish that all cards felt this good. on this nice paper stock that they use. Or is this just a Bandai thing? Because I have not opened Bandai until just right now. Gum Gun Gatling is a rare and then a super rare poly. Because the next one that I'm looking at, and I don't know why I'm holding back, I'm looking at Digimon. Getting my hands on some Digimon, trying to play it because that energy bar, again, I'm just saying wrong terms, but their form of mana and casting things, it uses a bar, so it's almost it appears to me that you can play whatever you want, but if you play a really high card, let's say on turn 1, that gives the opponent a lot of options because you basically played something really big just to end your turn, and now they have all this energy stored up, so they can on their turn play a lot of things potentially, or another big thing more than you. So I thought that was interesting too, as far as balancing that between, do I hold off on this? Do I play this? Do I play something more low end? But for some reason, Digimon just didn't stick with me. It didn't resonate when I was growing up. I remember my brother liked Digimon, and then I was always like, Pokemon. Pokemon's better. And I mean, I have no reason why. When I get some time, I'll probably just watch it and then see, and just be like, you know what? Maybe I was missing something. Maybe Digimon was too adult for me at the time. Maybe that's what was going on. That's probably what it was. I didn't understand the themes. I didn't understand the design, the story. There's a lot of things. Go back in your childhood and watch some of these things. Some things will surprise you and be better than you thought. Other things are trash. Like, they really are just trash. So I kind of avoid a lot of stuff. For example, watching shows. Growing up, I used to love Gremlins. I used to think it was amazing. But trust me, it's not good. It is not a good movie. And then I saw Willow, the show on Disney Plus, come out. And I was like, I remember Willow. I used to watch it. And I put it on. Willow holds up. Willow just holds up. And then I showed it to someone else that's never seen it. Someone was younger, and she loved it. So that would be one that I just assumed wouldn't be good to this day. Predator, watch that too. That one, it held up for me, but I could see why people really didn't like it. I tried showing it. There was not enough action. The Predator isn't like super badass like the newer Predators are. And I just need to move this stack. It's getting a little ridiculous. All right. Hope you like my rambling, seeing how it's not even about One Piece mostly. It's a lot of, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. But let me tell you a secret. Most of the YouTubers you're watching have no idea. It's one of them fake it till you make it. And I bet, actually I don't even have to bet. I know from my first video of open Pokemon cards, because I just recently got back into it, I really had no idea what I was talking about. And then after a while, I started, learning the terminology. I started playing Pokemon Live, and then now I know what the hits are. And what's crazy is when it comes to hits, I know what the more of the uncommon hits. So because those are the ones that sell really quick on TCGPlayer, like Iono. I'm not talking about the full art Iono. I'm just talking about the regular uncommon that instantly sells for over $1. At one point, it was $2, and then battle passes, those go for over $1 also, and the reverse foils Reverse hollow ones go for even more. I think I sold a couple for $3 each. So it's one of those, just got to do it. And if you're thinking about starting a channel, just do it. You know, if you love cards and you're already buying them, you're already opening them, just do it. Don't think about what people will say, because I know what you're thinking. Well, who wants to listen to me? And who wants to listen to me just ramble while I open cards? You don't have to open cards, just only. You have opinions, and just share those opinions. You could be like, this is, Bobbin the Disposer is the best card ever, and every deck needs one. You can make a whole video around this one card, even if you're wrong. Even if this is not good, doesn't see competitive play, you can make it, and people will watch it. Or opposite, you could grab this card and be like, this should never be played ever. You could do that with all of these hundreds of cards, and talk about when you should play them, when you shouldn't play them. Is this going to go up in value? Is that not going to go up in value? And it works. So if you like cards, you like YouTube. Right now, I'm like, this microphone is just mostly for looks. Yes, I am using it, but my phone camera is just as good. And then this camera right here is just an old iPhone that I don't even use anymore because it's old, and it works great. But this guy looks like he's gonna be worth some money. Look at that foiling on that ball. All right, enough playing with the ball. Last pack, and another one I was opening. This is a total different game, but Force of Will. I started opening this because the boxes were $20. Throwing one TCGPlayer. Apparently this card's worth about $100 because it's a misprint. No idea. But I love it. So it's turning into a display piece. Never played the game. I tried looking up the rules for Force of Will. Didn't like it. Nope. Saw a bunch of tutorials. Not for me. So that's why I think One Piece is unique. I looked up the rules and I was like, oh, well, I want to play this. And there was a leader. I forgot her name. It's a blue one, and it's one of those, when you run out of cards, you win the game. And I like trickery like that. The unconventional ways of winning games. And now I'm just like, well, how am I going to do it? And I looked up deck lists, and I just got to pull the trigger, find someone to play with. That's all. If you're in the Las Vegas area, hit me up. We'll get some starters, and I can attempt to beat you, because besides a couple Pokemon Live, I really haven't played in a long time. All right, look at all this wonderful bulk. And here, we love bulk. We love the commons, the uncommons, the non-foil rares. I love it all. I really do. These are all going up for sale. Even the regular Dawn cards, they will be up for sale, whether that's for, what am I trying to say? A penny, 5 cents, 10 cents. They'll be up there. There's going to be a time where people will want these older ones if they change the style. So let's get to the potential hits, because, again, I don't know the prices on this. I'm not going to look them up. So we got a super rare here. I'm just going to go through them. There's too many of them. Check it out. Let me know if you think that... I think he's going to be worth the most, by the way. Just... Where's my stand? I am blind. Oh, it's over here. Like, I lost the stand. I'm calling it... This one's going to be worth the most. Right, that's too much glare. We'll just put them that way. And these, last time I checked, they were... Does that count as a foil? What is this? That's still rare. They were going for, anywhere from like 40 cents to $1. But I need to recoup $100 from this. And there's a couple ways of doing that. Either I sell all of these to get my 100 back, same with the bulk in the back and everything, or You hit that like and subscribe button and leave me a comment. And once I'm up to 1,000 subscribers, then these videos I can consider, oh, this goes to the total of the box. If my video makes $5, that means the box cost $5 less. Because there is so much more than just opening cards and talking about them. There's opening them, talking about them, listing them for sale, affiliate links. So I'm actually going to make a video on that. The multiple ways of... She stopped me in my tracks. I was like, wait a minute. Let's look at that card. Different ways that you can make money with a trading card channel. I also open sports cards too. I don't do it on the channel because because there's no function to them. There's no game that I can talk about, and that doesn't seem as fun. I did it on my other channel for a little bit. It was more of a variety channel, and I really did enjoy opening the hockey cards, and it made the game so much better because as I'm opening them, I could, talk about the game. This is probably the second most expensive card, I think. But yeah, you talk about the games, things that happen. You pull a certain player, you'd be like, "Oh man, I remember that guy got punched in the face," or "This guy's doing really good, had a great game," and that's kind of the beauty of it. These other ones. This regular rare in my hand, I think it has a good enough foil to it. That slight little bit of foil is better than the in-your-face ones. So card quality, A+ for One Piece. Design, A+. Gameplay, to be determined, but I think it's going to be up there. I think it's going to be just as fun as the big three: Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh. Doesn't have a lot of card text on most of the cards besides your actual some of the creatures have characters. Yeah, characters have a lot of text there, but if we get into some of these other ones, it's not so bad. Just a character, doesn't really do anything, but also has the counter. I'm just rambling right now. So thanks for checking out my video. So if you enjoyed hearing my random ramblings about just everything and you want to see more One Piece, then be sure to leave me a message. Let me know what you think. Do you think I'm going to make my money back? That is something I want you to comment on. Just leave a comment, yes or no. And in the end, I'll share my results. These things will sit for a while. Uncommon cards, bulk in general, sits for a while. Usually what happens is they might pick up this card, and they were like, oh, I might as well get, a couple uncommons, and then I send them that way. So they'll probably sit for about a year before all these sell. Maybe they won't even sell at all. Maybe it's 10 years. Maybe the game dies and none of them sell. But just let me know what you think, and I'll catch everyone next time.